Let me take you there. Not to the Shambhala you've seen in glossy travel magazines or romanticized adventure films, but to the Shambhala whispered about in the oldest monasteries, passed along by candlelight, where even the air carries the weight of centuries. Imagine the Himalayas at twilight. The sun is sinking, spilling molten gold across snow-capped peaks, each one a silent sentinel of unimaginable age. The wind here doesn't just blow, it sings, carrying faint echoes that seem almost like chanting. And as darkness pools in the valleys, a veil of stars unfolds above, sharp and bright in the thin mountain air. Somewhere beyond these peaks, it is said, lies a kingdom unlike any other, a place hidden not just by geography, but by intention. The name of this place? Shambhala. For centuries, Shambhala has been described as a land of peace and wisdom, untouched by war, unspoiled by greed, and illuminated by a truth so profound that those who glimpse it are forever changed. Its people, the legends say, live for hundreds of years, their minds and bodies in perfect harmony. Its cities gleam with gold and crystal, powered by an energy that needs no fuel, no flame, something purer, older, and entirely beyond our understanding. But no map shows Shambhala. No modern expedition has claimed to stand in its streets. Some say it is a physical place tucked away behind an impenetrable wall of mountains, while others insist it exists in another realm altogether, reachable only when the soul is ready. The story begins not with Western explorers, but in the sacred texts of Tibetan Buddhism, especially the Kalachakra Tantra, a complex spiritual teaching said to have been given by the Buddha himself. In these writings, Shambhala is not just a paradise, it is the spiritual heart of the world, where the king of Shambhala guards ancient wisdom that will one day save humanity from its own darkness. Tibetan monks speak of 32 kings who will rule there in an unbroken line, and of a final, apocalyptic battle when the forces of light will emerge from Shambhala to defeat the forces of ignorance and chaos. Over time, whispers of Shambhala escaped the cloistered monasteries and drifted into Western consciousness. In the 17th century, Jesuit missionaries heard rumors of a hidden city somewhere beyond the Gobi Desert. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, the legend attracted explorers, spiritual seekers, and the occasional opportunist, each convinced they could be the one to find it. One of the most famous of these was Nicholas Roerich, a Russian painter and mystic who led expeditions into Central Asia in the 1920s. Roerich wrote of speaking with lamas who claimed Shambhala was not a mere legend, but a tangible kingdom concealed in the vast reaches of Tibet. His paintings, dreamlike and saturated with otherworldly light, depicted snow peaks crowned with golden palaces, visions he claimed were inspired by what he'd been told. The intrigue didn't end with artists and mystics. During World War II, Nazi Germany's Ahnenerbe, a research institute obsessed with uncovering ancient Aryan roots, sent expeditions into Tibet. Some historians believe they were searching for Shambhala, imagining it as a lost cradle of an ancient master race. Whether they truly believed the myth or simply used it as a propaganda tool, the idea that even the Nazi regime was drawn to this hidden kingdom only deepened its mystery. But Shambhala is no mere treasure hunt. Those who speak of it in earnest describe it not as a destination for the unprepared, but as a place that reveals itself only to those of pure intent. In Tibetan tradition, one does not stumble upon Shambhala by accident. The journey is as much inward as it is outward, a stripping away of illusions, desires, and fears, until the traveler is ready to step into a higher state of being. In this way, Shambhala is as much a state of mind as a kingdom, a mirror reflecting the spiritual readiness of the seeker. Still, stories persist of people who claim to have been there. In 1930, an Indian scholar named Mulgun Shastri reportedly met a man who had traveled to Shambhala. According to Shastri's account, this traveler described a city of dazzling beauty, its air fragrant with flowers that never wilted, its streets paved with precious stones. The people wore robes of shimmering fabric that shifted color with the light, and they spoke in a language that seemed to vibrate with harmony itself. And yet, despite the allure, the man warned, Shambhala is not for the curious. It is a sanctuary for the worthy, and to enter without readiness is to court destruction. The mystery of Shambhala also intertwines with another esoteric legend, that of Agartha, a subterranean world said to exist deep beneath the earth, connected by tunnels to sacred sites across the globe. Some accounts blur the two together, suggesting Shambhala is Agartha's capital, its gates hidden in the mountains. Others keep them distinct, yet both share the idea of a hidden realm inhabited by an enlightened civilization. And then there is the question that fascinates modern thinkers. Could Shambhala have been real in a literal sense? Some speculate it may have been inspired by a remote and highly advanced society in the past, perhaps in the fertile valleys of the Himalayas, whose knowledge and technology appeared supernatural to outsiders. Over time, as wars and disasters erased much of their history, their memory became a myth, layered with symbolism until fact and fable were inseparable. On the other hand, spiritual teachers often insist Shambhala's reality is not meant to be proven with GPS coordinates or archaeological digs. They say the kingdom exists on a higher vibrational plane, accessible through deep meditation or spiritual initiation. This interpretation sees Shambhala less as a fortress of stone and more as a fortress of the spirit, invisible to the greedy, the violent, the fearful, and revealed only to those who have conquered themselves. Science, as you might expect, remains skeptical. No satellite imagery has revealed hidden golden cities in the Himalayas. Expeditions, from the British in the early 20th century to independent climbers and trekkers in the 21st, have returned with nothing more than breathtaking photos of glaciers and ridges. To them, Shambhala is a story, a psychological lodestar that keeps people searching, perhaps not for a place, but for meaning. And yet, I can't help but think there's a reason this story persists. A reason it has traveled across centuries and continents, surviving empires, wars, and the slow erosion of memory. Whether Shambhala is a city of light waiting in some hidden valley, or a metaphor for the perfected human soul, its pull is undeniable. It speaks to something we all carry, the longing for a place untouched by the noise of the world, where truth and beauty reign, and where our highest selves might one day find a home. If you close your eyes right now, perhaps you can imagine it. A city wreathed in morning mist, its spires catching the first blush of sunrise. In the marketplace, there is no shouting, no haggling, only the hum of conversation and the laughter of children. In the gardens, fountains sparkle in the sunlight, and the air smells of jasmine and pine. Beyond the gates, mountains rise like walls of silver and stone, shielding the city from all harm. And at its center, in a hall carved from crystal and gold, the king of Shambhala sits in quiet meditation, guarding the wisdom that will one day save us all. Maybe Shambhala exists in some forgotten valley. Maybe it lies beyond the reach of time, in a realm our minds cannot yet enter. Or maybe it is a seed planted in every human heart, the possibility of creating a world worthy of the name. That's the enduring beauty of the legend. It leaves space for belief, for wonder, and for the possibility that some mysteries are meant not to be solved, but to inspire. Thank you for joining me on this journey to the edge of the known and the almost known. Tell me, if you were offered a path to Shambhala, knowing you might never return, would you take it? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, please like, comment, and share. It truly helps keep these stories alive.